G'day, welcome back to Dad vs Son. We're carrying on with Combat Commander Europe. I was going to carry on with a couple of World Board Game Championship scenarios from 2009 with the Finns and the Russians, but I've decided to leave them out for the time being, and chronologically I'm going to go on with my next one, which is scenario 16 from the game itself, from Mediterranean, which is the Blitzkrieg checked. So we're starting on France and Germany. So this is map 16, Axis at the top, Allies towards the bottom. Situation is Gembloux, France, 15 May 1940, as French forces fought the Germans to a near standstill in and around Gembloux, or however else you pronounce it, I apologise. Infantry forces belonging to the attacking 3rd Panzer Division were tasked with taking a nearby sunken road. Led by the determined Captain Grudler, a battered company of the Moroccan RTM, which I suppose stands for something in French as in foreign troops, fiercely defended the road, called the Chemin Creux or Hollow Road, for many hours, and in the end to the very last man. So a very heroic stand for them. The year, as we said, is 1940. The VP marker starts in the 30 Allied space. Time track is 07. Allies are elite 3 orders, Axis line 4 orders. Allies defend, Axis attack, and the Axis has the initiative. We have objectives L, N, and R open, and L and N give points to Objective 4, and that's a total of 7 points for Objective 4 and 10 points for Objective 5. So, yippee. Axis control only Objective 1, and the Allies, the French, control the rest. The Allies set up 8 hexes deep, and the Axis the last 2 hexes. So what we have is this. So what happens is the BARs, these 4 BARs will set up first, and the rest are concealed. So I set up these Frenchies, then we set up the Germans, then we set up the rest of the French. Okay, so like I said, we have 4 BARs, then we set up the Germans, and they have Lieutenant Carsties, Sergeant Gans, Corporal Winkler, 3 elite rifle, 6 rifle, 2 weapons, a HMG, 2 LMGs, and a light mortar. The French hidden troops are Captain Goff, Corporal Beeson, 2 weapons, a HMG, a light MG, a 60mm mortar, and we have 2 lots of, 2 foxholes. There are no artillery at this time. The surrender value for the Germans is 10 and 8 for the French. Okie dokie. Okay, we'll just have a look at the map. I'll get rid of this. Okay, so up here is Objective 1 held by the Germans, and they will set up in these first 2 hexes up the top. Now, we have Objectives 3, 4 up here, and this gully here represents the sunken road. And I've put this green marker here because anybody in D5 can see the whole way down that gully, that sunken road, all the way here to M10 where I've got the other one. So again, conversely, they can see the whole way. And then we have Objective 5 here and Objective 2, which the French hold. Now the special rules, other than what I've said with the setup, is that the French have fanatical defence. So due to the hold the road at all costs mentality amongst the Moroccan defenders, whenever a German unit exits off the map of the Allied board edge, The Allied player may choose to either rally a broken French unit or place a veteran marker on a French unit without one. So, these Moroccans tried their bloody hardest and did a good job. As I said, the other one is the gully represents a sunken road. Normal gully rules are modified in that the units in the gully hex have a clear line of sight into any other gully hex, and those two marked hexes can see the whole way through. Righto. So as per usual, I will set up and come back and tell you why I did what I did for all the wrong reasons, and then you can laugh, giggle, roll on the floor, cackling in glee, and then I'll come back and do the other setups. So I'll do the 4 BARs for the French and come on back. Won't be long. Rightio, back again. So I've set up the 4 BARs, and what I've done is I've placed one up here on objective 3 in these buildings. My reasoning being that he has a range of 5, and that will give him a good chance of hitting anybody in this area here. Okay. It also gives him a good chance with his squared 5 there of withstanding a little bit of melee if need be. So not only does he have the cover here, but he's also got a little bit of that hindrance there coming through. So yeah, look, it's a little bit for him, and he can always fall back here and then come around through here so he's not seen if need be, and then diddly bop back. The second unit I've placed down in the trees here, and the reason for that is simply so that if any Germans get through to here, we've got a little bit of a chance to blow them away as well. My other 2 BARs I've placed over here, one behind this stone wall. I know it's not going to give me any cover as such, but one behind the stone wall here and one in the trees here. And the idea being is that, again, they have a fairly good fire out this way, which will help me biggest time, hopefully. Righto, I'm going to pause it there, set up the Germans, and then we'll come back after that. Won't be long. Rightio, back again. Okay, so what I've done is I've set up Corporal Winkler here, and he has 2 rifle squads, 2 weapons teams, the HMG and the light mortar. So I'm basically using him as my heavy weapons platoon. My cunning plan with him is for them to take out this BAR if possible, then come on down, and then they can start to set up a fire base in this area, and the HMG should be able to hopefully fire the whole way down here to give them some support. My other 2 platoons as such I've set up over here. So I've got Lieutenant Carsties here. He has 3 rifle teams, squads, and an elite rifle with 1 LMG here. Again, my plan for them is to move straight down their left flank, down this side of the board, into these buildings and so forth, and set up a base of fire. Sergeant Gans, I think it was, over here, has 2 elite rifles, a rifle squad, and an LMG. I want them to come down through basically the center of the map, and they can set up a fire support base down here as well. So if everything goes to plan, we'll have 1, 2, 3 fire support bases across the board, and we should be able to punish the Moroccans, the French. Righto, so the last thing I have to do is set up the rest of the French to see if I can actually throw a spanner in the works of the Germans. So again, I'll pause it for a little while and I'll be back shortly. Rightio, I'm back. So I've set up the French, what do they want to call them? The concealed ones. Okay. So what I've done is I've given LMG to that BAR there. So they just didn't see that. Corporal Beeson is here with a weapons team and the 60mm mortar. So that should give him a good chance of firing at just about every bugger, and hopefully I'll use the mortar the proper way this time. I've placed Captain Goff here with this BAR and a weapons team with the HMG. So if they need to fall back, they have the house or the building here to fall back into, so they've still got cover 3. They also have the foxholes here in M10, so if they need to, they can move the HMG over to here and then have that line of sight the whole way up the gully. So realistically, yes, I have heavily weighted the right side because I have very few troops and very sparse over here. But there's really not much else I can do. I didn't want everybody together, but it just means that these ones are swinging in the breeze, so they may need to bug out relatively quickly. And even if I try and bug him out into here, because they're going to have to be basically adjacent to him to see him. So that's the cunning plan anyway. I don't know if we can do any more. Righto, so that's my logic. So we'll stop that there and I will get onto it and see if I can screw it up with my inimitable style. Okay, I won't be long. Take care.